Ta-da! What's up, everybody? It's Smiley. Today I am going to do the well overdue review of the April Maker Geeks Geek Box. Yeah, I know I've already done the unboxing of the May Geek Box, but I'm just getting around to shooting this video. Anyway, the Maker Geek Box for the month of April came with a spool of Crystal Series PLA in the blue and a spool of the Crystal Series PLA in the translucent green. And when I did the video, I thought I was going to like the green more than the blue. Turns out I was wrong. I like the blue a lot better than I like the green. And the green is still pretty, but I have an issue with how the color, with color consistency. It seems to have streaks of a yellowish green and a darker green, like there's just more blue in it. It's not a bluish green, but it's just not as consistent. The blue I haven't had any problems with at all, and it actually turns out it's a pretty cool blue. And the project for April was a wind-powered USB phone charger, which I made. And I printed in the green. It's a nice little project. Have a motor and the USB step-up converter, and it makes it spin, but it didn't charge my phone. I couldn't even get it to charge one of the USB power bricks. Now, I don't know why. It could be that it's a bad step-up converter. It could be because the wiring, I didn't solder it. It's just kind of crimped and wrapped around there a little bit. That I just didn't really feel like getting out my soldering iron for 4 little connections. And it's not critical because I wouldn't have made this anyway had it not come in the box. But because I did make it and it doesn't work, it is a little disappointing. Troubleshooting this, really all I can do is solder the connections together and see if it works. But I took it out in a pretty windy Florida day, and it was going good and nada. Honestly, I'd rather have a tool like a knife to separate prints from the bed, a roll of tape, print surface. I know they've given these out in the past and they don't want to redo the same tools, but as somebody who is just getting into this, I have 2 boxes now, and 2 prints and no tools. That okay. I understand subscription boxes. I'm gonna keep getting the Maker Geek Box, just primarily because it's $30 and you get 2 rolls of filament. And I'm kind of hoping that I get some of the recycled filament, because I'm kind of curious to see what a recycled filament is like. I have something to print with it. I don't have any brown filament, and I want to print some poop. Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the prints. So here is some, well, most, but not all of what I've printed with the translucent green and translucent blue Maker Geeks PLA. The obvious is spinners, which I showed everybody has spinners. So this is the translucent green, which is a pretty cool effect. And this is the translucent blue in a atomic spinner, which I had to modify substantially. The spinner design itself had like rounded tops and bottoms, so it was getting weird strings and not printing the first layer well. It was also way too thick. I believe it was, I took off 2 millimeters, it might be 3 millimeters of thickness, so it would be flush with the bearing. I don't know if he had just designed it so that the thumb pads would be inside or not, but I kind of like that, even though I like it because there's no weight. It doesn't spin great, but it's a fidget device, it doesn't have to. Now this is obviously not blue or green. This is the translucent red, which I got in my grab bag, and I just wanted to print a couple things in red while I had it, and this was the only thing that I could actually find. I think I've given away the rest or sold them, or I have a checkers set that I printed in translucent red and translucent white that I'm not sure where I put it. I've just got a big bag of crap. So for the wind generator, you can see, I think you can see, let's see if we can get it to focus here. Particularly right here, there's a large streak that is much lighter. It's a yellower, but going through, there's streaks consistently. Well, not so much on that, that's the bottom. Through it, that it's the color is not consistent, which is very disappointing and kind of annoying. I wouldn't mind the slightly yellower color as long as it was consistent. I don't know if I got a bad roll or that's just what it's like. I've only printed the first third of a roll anyway, so I don't know what it's going to do. But if that's the case, again, here on the benchy, there's a really dark streak going through the middle all the way around, and then there's lighter streaks and whatever. But the benchy printed okay. There's one little booger down here, which I'm not sure if you can see. I know that they changed the zoom, that won't help. There's a few strings here on the back, and there's a few strings inside. I will try and actually get a photograph of that so you can see it and put it there or there or somewhere on the screen. This is the Dolphin that I did for the Simplify 3D support test, which you can see right there on the flipper is a little notch that kind of goes around, and it's on both sides. But overall, the Dolphin looks pretty cool. There are some inconsistencies in the color, and there's a few streaks in here, but they don't go all around, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. But overall, the color consistency, me talk good, is much higher, much better with the blue than, especially because this was an early print, compared to like this, where it's fairly consistent the whole way through. This is, by the way, a towel holder. Nobody seems to be able to figure out what this is. I love them. And there's got the hole for a screw in the back, and you just screw it up on the wall, and you put the towel in here, and the V holds it. This is a Fallout 4 Vault 111 coaster. So all these are the same height, and it works as a coaster. You can't really see the detail in the translucent, although, where's my flashlight? It does look pretty cool when you see the light through it with the support structure. The LG V20 phone charger. I have a case on mine, which is, what is it? It's a Spigen. It's a relatively thin case, but it's just thick enough to not fit in enough so I can actually charge the phone with it. I also need to modify this slot in here because my USB-C cables they're the AUKI cables, and they're a little bit thicker than this is, and the cable's thicker than fits through that. A business card holder. This is, what is it, 102 Creations. I don't know if you can see that in there. This was actually the plan that I downloaded said it had no logo on it, but it has a logo on it. Don't know what that's about, but again, in this you can see there's a lot of streaking with the colors, going from really light to dark, and then it goes to light again. And I don't know, some people really like it. To me, that just kind of kills it. What is it? The Geo Ornament or Geornament? Yes, it's Memorial Day, or just after Memorial Day, and I'm already thinking about Christmas. I want to put some 12-volt LEDs, or possibly 5. I haven't really decided what kind of LEDs, but I'm going to put a little hole in there and put an LED in it, so it lights up, and you have a Christmas ornament. I'm not sure if I want to make them this size. I might make some this size and then make some smaller, but overall it's pretty cool. This is printed in vase mode, so once it prints the 3-layer base, it just goes and goes and goes, and it doesn't take that long, really. I was kind of surprised. This is, oh, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. It's Voroni. It's VORONONI or something like that. But it's a pencil holder that this I printed before I changed the temperature. This is what caused me to change the temperatures, actually, in the printing. This was the second thing that I printed. Yeah, I printed the Benchy and then I printed this. And this has a lot of stringing in it. So much so that I got out my heat gun and actually managed to melt it right here. Although it's nice and smooth. I need to figure out a way to actually do that to the whole thing. But overall, this is, and it's pretty sturdy too. It's not in vase mode. I think it's, I want to say 4 layers or around, but it might be 3. But it's a pretty cool design. I use it to hold my wire brushes, just for lack of better things. So that is it. Overall, I am really happy with the Maker Geeks product. Aside from some color consistencies in the green and a little bit in the blue, every product, especially translucent colors, will have a little bit of streaking. But for the green, it just seems like it's too much for me. I'll probably end up painting a bunch of stuff, or printing a bunch of stuff that I paint in the green. But you never know. And the ornament actually looks really good. So maybe I just got 100 meters worth of a poor mix, and then the color consistency returned to normal. You never know. It's with filament, it's sometimes hit or miss, but overall I really like it. So I've got a couple more videos coming up. Stick around, check them out. I'm going to try and be a little bit more consistent with my shooting and uploading videos. If you like this video, give me a like, subscribe. Check me out on Facebook at Smiley3 or facebook.com/Smiley3D, and I will have a website eventually and something on it, and probably a store selling stuff that I'm allowed to sell from Thingiverse, at least for now, until I create some more things. So thanks for watching.